Complete and utter disbelief. That is the only way I can describe how I felt when I saw getting the rare, the 100% needed, unavoidable rare for the Fabian Fusion born over here was going to be 3,500 goddamn points in the Summon Rush event, and that if you wanted to have the privilege, the luxury, whatever, of getting an extra copy of the epic, Light Ward Siendra, that would be a modest 6,100 points. I was floored. You can see I zoomed in a lot. I'm trying to get this back set up. There you go. How that are you? I am Fastidious. I am 1,000% certain I will not be the first content creator to talk about this. Likely, I would imagine I won't be the last when it comes to the Fabian Summon Rush. But this is my first fusion for real since coming back to Raid. They did the Esme fragment like the first week I was back, but this is my first one since I'm fully fledged back and going for it. And let me tell you, I've got receipts. We're going to check out 3 old, notorious for their difficulty, past fusions. And in comparison, this is still blowing them out of the water. This is unbelievable. So it's going to be a short video, but I'd be remiss not to get my feelings out because this is so nutty, man. 7 sacreds essentially are required. I guess if you've saved up a ton of mysteries, you've been playing for a while, maybe the number's 4. And you have like 1,500 mysteries to use or something like that. I'm sure some people have all 3,500 points in mysteries, but at that point, you don't need anyone's help or anything with fusions. Congrats, that actually is really awesome. But for most people, especially any new player, this to me looks like a minimum of 6 sacreds just to get the 100% required rare. And boy, does that feel like the nastiest slap in the face of all time. And I gotta say, I thought I was sitting kind of pretty with a chance to get Siendra by the end of this. And I've got no shot in hell, like really no shot in hell, mind my language. So it's just kind of wild. So I'll just show you where I'm at really quickly. And then I want to show you the Brogni fusion, the Newt fusion, and then my first fusion I ever did, Rotos, over 5 years ago. That's how long it's been since I started playing this game. Over 5 years ago. I want to show you all that stuff to really just ground us in reality. And a lot has changed. You know, I took 2 full years off from Raid, kind of 2 to 3, depending on how you look at it. And I think a lot of really, I don't know if power creep is the word, but huge spikes in required threshold values for different events and tournaments have happened. And I'm sure people are aware, but I still think you've been conditioned to think it feels normal. And like, it's very jarring for me since I was away for so long to see that this is even possible. To me, this is unimaginable how much they're wanting. So you can see I've got 331 mysteries. I was hoping not to touch my ancients or voids, and I've got 5 sacreds, but I'm no fool. It's actually 6. If we go over here to the campaign, I'm sitting on my hard one. I haven't claimed this yet. I don't know why, but I've got my hard one. So I've got 6, and I thought that was going to be pretty good, right? I thought 6 at least just to get the rare sounds like the easiest thing in the world. Who knows? Maybe the epic is 3,800 or 4,400. That's really where my head was at. Honestly, it is, and I'm really blown away. I really am. So there you go. That's my little spiel. Let's get into some old stuff. So I got to say, a cool thing about YouTube, very cool thing about YouTube is old YouTube videos, whether they're popular or not, serve as an incredible time capsule into what was going on in a game at that moment. So you can see here, Gabriel Games right here. So there's 3, but it's really almost 4 years ago, April 2021. When I played, this was the hardest fusion of all time, the hybrid fusion for Underpriest Brogni. He was amazing. It was worth it, but it was very hard, and it was a lot of people just gave up on this fusion, right? So this is amazing. Thank you, Gabriel Games. Let's check here. What's coming in? So this is a hybrid fusion. So you need to collect fragments of 4 epics, fuse those 4 epics, and then build up those epics and fuse them into Underpriest Brogni. You can see here we have Skimphos at a measly, very much a measly 1,400. That's 15 fragments. So that's like a little less than 1/6 of what you would need total to get your total thing. But this was really just like you're getting that on the way to Mordecai, and that was 20. So you were getting 1/5 of Mordecai. You can see that times 20, very small right there. Remember, Mordecai was just one of the 4 epics. So 1 out of 4 times 1 out of 5. This was 1/20th of the fusion. And I will say there was extra fragments for all of this, so it wasn't even required. So this is 1/20th. If you go back to where we are now with this born over here, this is 1/16th, right? This this rare. But remember, the Mordecai fragments, the Skimfos fragments, that was on your way to get an epic if you wanted to stop the fusion early. And on top of that, there was going to be no ascension, no building up. So the hybrid was slightly lesser burden in that respect. So this is 500 points more for 1/16th, as opposed to Mordecai, which was 500 points less for 1/20th. And yeah, I don't know. Already out of the gate, to me, this was kind of crazy to see, especially because if you can go back, I broke down that whole Brogni fusion. That was right at the height of my original content creation. And I will tell you, there was a lot you actually could skip. Here, you can't skip any of these Borns unless you go and get 6,100 points here for Siendra. All right, so that was Brogni. Now, while I was gone was the Newt fusion. So shout out to Briggs 5D. He had this little breakdown, and you could see it here with Briggs. These were the 2 milestones, and I wasn't playing Raid then, but this was right before Watch of Realms started, and I was playing Watch of Realms, and a lot of people actually would talk about the ease of the Watcher of Realms fusion, and they kept comparing it to the Newt fusion, and I was hearing that was the hardest ever. So this was about a year, almost 2 years ago, like a year and a half to 2 years ago, July 7th, 2023. Thank you, Briggs. And you can see this was the hardest fusion ever. 2150 for the rare, and it's a void rare. 2150 compared to 35 flippin' 100. Mamma mia. That is an enormous jump. I mean, that's a jump of nearly 75%. That's like 165% more points that you need. Right, 65% more, 165% of the previous total, if you can compare these two. Now, I know it's like almost been 2 years. Nothing's changed in the game in 2 years. I mean, if you guys are getting way more summons, let me know. From what I hear, no. That's crazy. And then compare this. Now we're getting Siendra, the epic, to really ease your burden, or if you want to get all the rares and then have an extra epic copy, which is what I was hoping to do. This is 6,100 now. Look at this, 5,400. On the hardest one ever, 5,400 to get this ambassador. It's a pretty stark difference. I mean, that's essentially another sacred and another void, right? That's how you could think of it, essentially. Pretty wacky. Now, if you really want your mind blown, I know it was a while ago, but again, frankly, having played the game back then, I started playing the game about 5.5 years ago, and now I'm playing the game again now. It's not like so much has changed. There's more content, but it's not like you're getting so many more rewards. If anything, I feel like the events and the claim rewards as you progress through tournaments have gotten less generous. But this was the first fusion I ever participated in. The first fusion whenever I played, when I started playing, was Tormund, but I was a brand new account. I had no shot. The first fusion I did was Rhodos. And yeah, shout out to, who's the creator here? Ella Leon 3, thank you. You can see they document all this and they updated it as the event went. If you can find this post, or I can link it if you guys want, just ask. And they have all the totals you needed. So here you go. There were 2 summon rushes. There was Summon Rush 1 and Summon Rush 2. See, this is the original approximation, and then this is the actual change once it happened, update number 2. And you can see, and this threw people off that there was 2 summon rushes. However, no epic to gain, and very, very simply, you could just get Apothecary here for 1,400 points. I mean, I bet you a lot of people that saved could do that with mysteries, or like mysteries, a couple rares, or a couple voids, and 1 sacred, or two sacreds, or 3 sacreds and you're out, right? Easy peasy. The second summon rush, their guess was 1,500 to 2,000 to show you where people's heads were at back then, and it ended up being right in between, 1,750 to get this Reliquary Tender. Another thing worth noting, these were rares already in the game. So it's not like they were all brand new things you had to go get. You could go and summon these, or what we used to do is we would save them in our vault. So I bet you almost everyone had an extra Apothecary, and you could skip this. So now it's all brand new, and it's not, instead of being 16 new rares, or realistically 4 new rares and 4 new epics, it's just 1 new rare 16 times and 1 new epic 4 times. But I thought that'd be interesting to ground you guys in these little pieces of raid history, because I'll tell you, this was very striking and shocking to me, coming and seeing this. It's unbelievable. I hope you guys do not take this lying down. Not that you got to burn it down, but I hope people are at least going to talk about how unreasonable this is. I would assume as much. But Anniversary Fusion, you'd like it to be accessible to a lot of people. And this is crazy. To get 7 Sacreds to get a rare. And let's be honest, the rewards on your way there aren't so thrilling. A couple charms, 300 energy total, 50 freaking gems. 1 epic Siltom's kind of cool. 1 little soul stone, 1 4-star chicken. a cool 6-star speed glyph, I guess. I mean, this sucks. Like, this sucks. You know, an agreement I made with Polarium when I agreed to do a sponsored channels, I can bitch and moan when I feel like I got to bitch and moan. I feel like we got to bitch and moan about this a little bit, guys. I mean, let me know. I would assume other people are doing the same, but I really hope everyone does, because this is such loser shit. Like, this should be a time where the community is rallying together. You know, it's an anniversary fusion. We got a really cool guy here in Fabian, but instead, I think this is going to be the reason why tons of people just give up on this fusion, or worse, take some time away from the game. I don't know. Freaking gross. Don't like it. Not saying they owe us anything, but it sucks to see. It really sucks to see. Thanks for watching. I've been Fastidious. If you like my stuff, subscribe to the channel. If you are interested in Raid, I've got a download link in the description in the top pinned comment. Check that out. You can get a bunch of stuff for free. No summoning necessary. No crazy event burden and point total you have to worry about. You'll get Corrado at 0. You get Tagoar at level 10. Uugo at level 20. Rector Drath at level 30. No pressure. Do your thing. Share with your mother. And I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.